All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. So today we are doing a major market technical analysis video, and this is Dow Jones focused. Before getting into it, look, you know I generally talk about the lines more than the actual candles themselves, but a doji, especially on a major market and right under the 8, that's going to catch my eye for sure. Okay, so we'll get into the details shortly, but real quick, what are we going to do today? Same thing we do every time, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up short term. I will flash the monthly. I haven't been doing it that often, but I'm trying to show a little bit longer view, especially for these indices. We'll use our 5 moving averages, same as always, these horizontal support and resistance lines that I do manually draw myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, real quick, if you can please like and subscribe, it really does well with the YouTube algorithms. Nonetheless, I sincerely appreciate your time and I am glad that you're here. So let's get into it, okay? Look, I started talking about the doji, but yesterday was a bit of an anomaly as well. So yesterday you can see was a red negative day. It was actually a green positive day for both the NASDAQ and the S&P. I do not like when the three are doing different things. And if two close green and one closes red, that right there tends to, upset me. I don't know what the word is, right? But yeah, I don't like when they're not doing the same thing, okay? So yesterday was weird. Today they all did drop, but I definitely don't like this for a couple of reasons, right? Number one, we're under the 8. Rule number one is stay over the 8, right? It's used the 8 pretty well. It's definitely lost it, but makes its way back, right? So, you like to stay over the 8 as much as you can. But again, this doji has me worried because if you look, the top of the wick actually gets over the last couple days, right? Some people thought that we were going to just continue and probably make its way to this is probably what they were ultimately hoping for, right? This, I'm not even talking about that day right there. It ultimately didn't. It comes all the way back down, almost comes as low as the 20, right? But yeah, this under the 8 has me worried. And honestly, with it being a doji, I'm afraid that we might even like gap down on this 20, right? So not a great RSI. This MACD, it was definitely great on I'm not going to zoom out all the way. It was definitely great on that October-November run. It's been nothing but flat for the last while. I'm glad we're in the positive, but it's definitely nothing spectacular. This going down is a little upsetting and clearly a lot of selling and really the most back-to-back selling in a good while, right? So definitely more bearish here. My hope would be that NASDAQ and S&P are able to bounce quickly and lift this with them. So that would be the goal. But yeah, by itself, it's a little worrisome. I will say we've been oscillating through these 3 lines a bit. So in a lot of ways, almost anything can happen in this cluster of 3 right here. But it seems like we might be heading down. Just really based on the 3 things I'm looking at, okay? Ultimately, though, just stay above the 200 on the daily. That's the very minimum rule number 1, okay? Stay above the 200. Then, S&P and NASDAQ are above the 200, and when all 3 are above the 200, that's at least good. That's bull market, at least on the daily, right? It's a day-to-day bull. What's happening on the weekly? So really you can see it. All 5 lines are pretty much a stone's throw away and they're all moving horizontal, right? So I always call that a horizontal cluster. This thing is definitely on the higher side of the cluster, which is a great thing. And it's actually over all 5 lines, right? So doji aside, it is very much over all 5 lines on the weekly. That's beautiful. What we do need now is for the S&P 500 and for the NASDAQ to catch up as well, right? That was the game on the daily, right? We were waiting for them all to get above, even though Dow Jones was well above for a while. And now we're kind of doing the same thing on the weekly, right? So once all of them are up here, that'll be beautiful. The fact that only 1 out of the 3 is, it's all right at best, right? So let's hope that this just stays. Obviously, if it keeps going up, that's great, right? But just stay here and excuse me, ooh, I burped. That'll be okay, right? So, but yeah, overall, this weekly has pretty much just been riding that 100, and it's just getting tighter. right? I always talk about oscillating on a line. It's just getting tighter and tighter on this line, and it's either going to just break up or break down for sure, right? But again, if it goes down, there's places to catch it, which is a good thing. If it goes up, well, hey, that's beautiful blue skies and good things like that, right? So real quick, let's flash the monthly, and then I will show the DIA. Hopefully the DIA looks exactly the same. So look, again, look at this, okay? Great things happen over the 8, horrible things happen under it, right? And the cool thing is we're now starting to see some trading over the 8 across all 3, and this one's actually starting to break the 20, which is really cool to see. So S&P 500 and NASDAQ have not broken the 20 yet on the monthly. It's beautiful to see that this has at least done it. Now, it hasn't done it back to back with confirmation. Obviously, that matters more than doing it once. And let's be honest, look, it's literally a couple days trading in February, right? So this monthly February is almost way too early to talk about, right? But yeah, I need to work my way up. I do not want to lose the 20 again, right? It's cool that we're here, but what's cool is confirmation and follow through, right? That's what brings money to the pocket. So, and just remember, a good monthly means a great weekly, which means a beautiful daily, right? So just always keep that in mind. Real quick, let's just look at the DIA and make sure that the Dow Jones ETF basically looks the same. And cool, it does, right? We have that same slope. We're definitely under the 8, same Doji. Those aren't looking too great. Where are we on the weekly? Perfect. We're still at the top, which is great. And then where are we on the monthly? Perfect. Same thing, right? Again, it's important that the ETFs look the same. Sometimes they don't. And hey, you can use it as a cue to pick up on the other, right? But look, most people are paying for the DIA because this is only $300 versus what's the Dow Jones at? 34,000, give or take? Yeah, 33,000, right? So nonetheless, look at both charts. Make sure they both look the same, right? So you do that for NASDAQ and QQQ. You do that for SP-500 and SPY. Hey, I sincerely appreciate your time. I hope you're learning. I'll be making more videos soon.